Now then folks, hope you can hear me. It's a bit windy up here today. So, we're just going to move the cows now. They've been in an area of 60 acres of stockpiled grass, stock forage. We're just going to move them into another 40 acre section, what we've left rested for 4 months or so. Now I have just put some lambs in here. I've put in here because just so they can just take the freshest tips of the grass leaves, just to maybe keep them going for that week, just to rest some of the land up. So the lambs will be going soon, and we'll put them onto some fresher grass. So basically I've just had them, let them have the pick, the cream if you will, just over a week over quite a large area, and then hopefully we'll bring the cows in and nibble this grass down. This is high ground. It's never really been able to grow long grass, so hoping with this this style of grazing management we'll be able to improve that, you know, basically make the grass under less stress so it doesn't go to seed so quick, and is able to grow more green material. And obviously with the grazing management you can get more fertiliser onto the ground. So I've moved the cows up on the collars, and they're not used to a move, so I'm just going to give them a shout and hopefully they should come. So I'm out of breath because I've tried to take some drone footage and the cows took a little longer than I thought to set off coming through. So I was worried the drone might run out of battery. So it's a lovely sight. Sun's actually come out, but it is pretty wet underfoot. We've had a lot of rain. So here is the drone footage. This is where the cows have just been. It's been grazed quite hard, so pretty much non-selective grazing, and this area will be given a long recovery period, but hopefully with the amount of animal impact we should have plenty of growth come next spring. The areas which are quite dark are where we've had bales, just to really get more impact, and also we put the water troughs on rushes. So I'm panning round now to the area they're going on. You can see the lambs there, and obviously it's a good bit greener. So here is a time lapse of the cows actually going into the new piece of ground. I was hoping to catch all the cattle coming through, but as you could see, the drone was alerting me that it was going to have to do an emergency landing, so I didn't quite capture all the cows coming through. But yeah, once they got their call, they soon knew what to do. So most of the cows have come through now. So rather than let all the cows and calves come in here into 40 acres. Yeah, the cows have collars on. There's 1 or 2 cows, because we've only a limited number of collars, some cows don't have collars on. And obviously some of the calves, well, none of the calves do. I'm trying to restrict the area, the calves and the cows which don't have any collars on, just restrict the area they roam in, because what I'm finding is, just at this time of year, I'm trying to save fresh grass for the cows, but by the time the calves and the other cows have been on an area for any length of time, they've pretty much got rid of a lot of the good grass and leaving their main lot of cows with poorer quality grass. So what I've done, I'm splitting this 40 acres into maybe 6-acre sections. So I've actually, excuse the photography, I've actually put an electric fence, single wire electric fence around. So looking up to the quad there, there's just a wire which comes down this side of this broken wall, and then for simplicity just put a metal bar in the corner and then run a fence across to the wall over there. So yeah, about 6 acres. So the cows currently have 0.2 of a hectare, which is, well, I just work it out as half an acre. So they'll concentrate on that bit now, graze it off, and then I may well give them a bale tomorrow. I will give them a bale tomorrow on that area, and then give them some more fresh grass. So I try and let them eat the grass first before putting the hay on it. Rather than putting good hay on sort of good green grass, I'd rather them eat the grass first and then follow behind with hay. So they're all getting their heads down. And as with an electric fence, you find with the collars, the cows try and find the limits of the boundary. They do walk along, and then you'll hear an audible warning. It's basically telling the cows they're at the edge of the boundary. And then because they're used to it and trained to it, they simply turn around and remain within the confines of the paddock I've just said. And the idea of that is, you know, they can have a higher utilisation rate of the grass what's in front of them. So yeah, we're just at a kind of a critical time now with the cows, in that we want to save forage for them through the winter, but also it's a balance between utilisation of the ground and doing well for the ground, but also we still have to concentrate on animal performance. So you can hear, I don't know if you can hear the buzzing there, so these cows have just reached the edge of the boundary, and so they're turning round and staying within this little area that I've set them. So yeah, we need to concentrate on animal performance. We don't want the cows to lose condition, but also all the adult cows here have a calf on them, apart from some young heifers which have just run with the bull this time for the first time. So the cows are suckling calves as well, so it's just hard to manage all the grass to keep the calves doing well, the cows doing well, without going through the stockpiled forage too quickly. So we'll probably graze off this 40 acres over the next, well, month. Just depends how the weather is really, everything else. And then we'll be thinking about taking the calves and the young stock in. I'd like to take less cattle inside. It is a cost, but it's also, we're in a period of transition and it's all about finding the right balance. So as the land gets better suited to this style of management, hopefully we can go into the autumn and winter with more stockpiled forage. But at the moment, with our current stocking rate, the young stock will come in, and then when the cows adjust by themselves, that will help us manage the winter grazing sort of strategy going forward easier, because they all have collars with fresh batteries, and I'll be able to manage that much better. Now it's a lovely sight. I'm going to shut up for a minute, just listening to eating away. So there are a few white or more lighter coloured cattle in here. So they're Charolais cross, good beef breed, quick growing, but we probably will go all pureling in future, just for ease of management and obviously bull management as well. We market our own ling beef, and we're managing to finish the lings off just grass without any grain or concentrate as such, so we'll probably go that way. So you can see there, the cows didn't get a shock, they just go to the edge of the boundary and get an audible signal and turn around and go back. So I know people talk about winter haircuts. These cows have got the haircut on them now. You can see there's quite a bit of hair on this cow here. They do slick off in summer, but it's, you know, I guess it's nature, isn't it, really? They're just getting the coat ready for winter so they can withstand the weather what's thrown at them. They are an outside cow, that's what they're bred for. I'd just like to say, I've had quite a few people comment, quite a few people subscribe, which is really good to see. Quite a few comments, so even people from America and Canada, so thank you for messaging. It sounds like a few people asking after the lings and what they are. So they are a Highlander beef shorthorn cross. They now are breed in their own right ever since the 60s, and they developed on the Isle of Ling in Scotland, of which I went up there earlier this summer to have a look where the cows originated from. And also quite a few people have inquired about the collars as well. So yeah, it's our second year of using the collars, and yeah, it seems to work quite well for us. It's very much a learning curve for the stockman as well as for the cattle. Going back to the management of stock, you know, once the calves are weaned off and inside, one thing we can do with the cows then, when they're all collared up, we can, you know, focus on these areas of rush more, and you know, really, you know, these areas which traditionally the cows would have left well alone. You know, they always favour the nice grass. So these areas where the cows have left alone previously, I can put hay on there, get the cows to eat the hay, trample the rush, and then hopefully in time that area, that piece of land will become more fertile, more productive, and yeah, green, fresh grass, growing soil, building soil, sequestering carbon. So yeah, it's lovely to see the cows just getting heads down and enjoying that fresh bite of grass. So the area, say, is 0.2 of a hectare, but a lot of the calves and those few cows without collars have already gone further afield, because obviously it's all nice fresh grass, and I think they seem to know, like, the cow's boundary, so they go beyond that. So they probably have more peace and quiet to graze at the hottest content. So we'll just have a look through the gateway where we've just come from. So as I say, it has been very wet recently. So the cows, although they've not made many marks, we don't like making much marks. They obviously are just ready for moving now. You can see the ground is pretty well grazed off. But one thing I do like about this style of management is, he's not just the best example, but where the cows have been in high density, there's lots of cow pats, and given the suitable rest, more than 2, 3, 4 months, this ground will certainly have come on leaps and bounds. So just in front of me there is another area of rush where I've fed cows here, and even though it looks a bit black now, come next spring, hopefully there'll be much improvement. So as ever, one of the main things with this style of grazing is getting the water to the cattle. So, you know, I think it's very easy to think, oh yeah, I'll tighten the cows up, I'll give them a little area, maybe move them 2 or 3 times a day. But the biggest consideration, what I found, is being able to have a suitable water supply to be able to service those cows, especially through a dry time. Maybe not as important just now, but they still need fresh water, even when it's wet weather like we've been having recently. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to get the trough and show you what I do. So I've emptied the trough out, and there, fresh water, and that's all from a spring what I've piped to, which will, well, be a good mile away. So it's quite a lot of alkaline, but the system works. So here we are at the water coupling. So yeah, they're passing couplers. Some of you may have heard of them. So it's actually coupled up at the moment. But if I release it, there. So this is the back pressure from the trough, but it'll just trickle away slowly. And then this end here is coupled up to the spring higher up on the fell. So I've got quick couplers, well, spread around all over really. And then yeah, when I move the trough, this run, it's about a 200 metre piece of alkaline, which can be troublesome sometimes, so I sometimes shorten it, but it is handy for longer. When you're further away from the quick coupler, obviously you've got more reach. So yeah, sometimes I disconnect it and use a nearer quick coupler, but this quick coupler here services all this land down here, but then also a lot of the pipe is just lead on top of the ground at the moment. I can also drag it up and then it can service that 40 acres over there. I know some of you ask, what do you do in frost? I'll say this with caution, it's not often we get really frosty winters. If I know it's going to be really cold for a period of time, I just drain the system out, obviously so we don't get lots of bursts. And then usually at that time the cows I'll have to locate nearer to streams or becks. But I don't know, 99% of the time it's not a problem. And also if it's just a mild frost, I can usually open and end into an existing water course or something, just to keep the water running, so it's less likely to freeze up. But as of this time so far, we've not had any issues with freezing up. So I'll just couple it back in now. Easier said than done. Yep, so that's on now. Just a bit difficult with one hand. So yeah, that's piped up, and then obviously the cows have fresh water. But yeah, ideally So I might move the cows again later on, just with the collars, just to keep them nicely nourished for today. And then sorry, someone's there. And then yeah, I'll just move them again to give some more grass later.